Judge scolds Michael Cohen, the so-called star witness, for his TikTok shenanigans, but it's only a light scolding, just a little bit of a warning, no real repercussions if he goes right back on TikTok, and we'll see if the prosecutors at the DA's office even care, because after all, this is part of a political battle, and Cohen is a good soldier on the ground floor. So what happened? Of course, we've gone through the transcript in prior segments, but here's the summary with ABC News. They had people in the courtroom, said the judge warns him, stop talking about the Trump hush money case. We got two clips of Cohen coming up explaining what this is. He's now selling this merchandise on TikTok, and he's very excited about it. On Friday, issued a warning to Cohen, telling prosecutors to say, stop talking about the case. He says, I would direct the people to communicate to Mr. Cohen that the judge is asking him to refrain from making any more statements about this case. That comes from the bench, and you are communicating that on behalf of the bench. And he is a former lawyer, so is that supposed to mean something? I don't think he gives a crap about the bench. He has already lied to the bench at least once. It came after defense attorney Todd Blanche brought up recent statements about TikTok wearing this shirt with the photo of Trump. Blanche said, Your Honor, it's becoming a problem every single day that Trump is not allowed to respond to this guy. He stated on social media that he's going to stop, and he doesn't. The government has said already that they repeatedly asked Cohen and others not to post, but claimed they had no control over the witness. They've already asked him. Maybe he should be gagged. Trump, of course, is gagged. But Cohen is doing this thing on the regular. He showed up. He's now selling this. He's trying to raise some money or whatever. This got clipped from our friend ALX on X. And he was recording when Cohen went live last night, and he's now selling this for $32 a pop.
The Midas Mighty. So it's Midas Touch Network. And you'll see Mea Culpa podcast merchandise.
Perfect. I didn't read.
He's got a Superman t-shirt on as he's celebrating his t-shirt. Yep.
It down yesterday and I thought I'll remember it. I didn't. All right. I got it written down and now I can get it.
There you go.
All right. I won't keep you long because that's all I really wanted.
All righty. Well, Jenny, it's good to speak to you.
Always.
All righty. Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye, sweetie.
See, these are wonderful people.
All right. So watch this. He also was on with Midas Touch. These guys post like 20 to 30 videos every day. It's really shocking how much TDS they have for one channel. It's pretty amazing. But Michael Cohen came back on, and you're going to hear this exchange from these two. And how broken is Cohen? You can be the judge.
I just want to let you know that we as the Midas Mighty, the beatdown brigaders, are here for you. We're of course concerned about, the weight loss. We do like that your mind has been focused though on what's the game that you've been playing a lot lately?
Candy Crush.
Candy Crush. That now on your TikToks, you talk about Candy Crush and books that you're reading. And so as thrilling as that is, I don't check them out.
So talk about funny is, I do this TikTok, at like 10 p.m. every night. And I started doing this not to create a show that could rival the Beatdown Brigade, though I got to be very honest with you, it gets a pretty good size audience, just another platform. But what it does for me, it gives me the opportunity to do something when I can't sleep.
Yeah.
And I can't watch any more television, meaning I can't watch all the streaming shows. I've seen them all. We ask all our friends, hey, what are you watching? You got anything good? And then, of course, you binge on it because I have lots of free time on my hands. And so I started to, well, yesterday I was wearing my Mea Culpa Mar-a-Lardo Correctional Facility shirt. You have one of those, Ben. Well, let's just say, like here, we have folks that are not brigaders. They are anti-brigaders, as I do trolls on my Michael Cohen TikTok live show. And they started taking photo shots of it, recording it, and they send it into Fox. They send it into, everybody across the board, as if I...
Because you're in the middle of a trial, dude. You're going to be testifying on Monday. Do you have any idea what's happening right now?
I didn't know that they were going to be watching. The hell do I give a shit? It's my shirt. We made it over a year ago, right? When did we make that shirt? Around the time that we started here, Beatdown, right?
Yeah. Probably like 2 Februaries ago.
So I said, yeah, there you go. It's part of the Mea Culpa Midas Touch Network merchandise. And if you like it, it's very soft. It's very comfy. And a lot of people are taking exception to that shirt.
Okay, so he doesn't care. Doesn't care. Maybe he'll continue to talk about it when the judge has told him not to, right? It's just a shirt. They sold it a long time ago. That's what they sound like. And he's going to be the star witness. Now, of course, this is the other star witness. This clip came over from our friend Viva Fry, who is now on all of the platforms, including X, where he shared this one. And this clip is also as painful, maybe more painful than the last Cohen clip. He says, watching this Stormy interview in retrospect was even more telling, calling it pathological dishonesty, saying it's so obvious from the body language. All right, so here is this clip. It is a painful one.
Fascinates me, your original statement, the signature on the original statement does not match the signature on this statement. And I went through my library of photographs of you to compare it to headshots that you have signed, and these seem to match the original statement. And am I getting at anything? Did you sign this letter that was released today?
I don't know, did I?
Wait a minute, that you can say,
that does
right?
not look like my signature, does it?
It doesn't look like your signature. So you're saying perhaps this letter was written and released without your approval. Do you know where it came from? Do you have any idea?
I do not know where.
You do not know where it came from. So you deny.
Came from the internet.
So you did not have anything to do with this letter.
I also work for the FBI and I'm a man, according to the internet today.
Is that right?
Yes.
Well, we'll have to do a full examination.
Awkward. Right, that was pretty awkward there. You can see she is uncomfortable, does not want to answer those questions. And so, interesting exchange there. I don't think this went well for them. I think she probably came off just like that in front of the jurors. Here is Jake Tapper, who got asked about this, and he's looking a little rough the following morning, a little Stormy hangover.
Jake, tell us, as you've been watching all morning, what has really stood out to you with this big testimony from Stormy Daniels today?
So obviously, very aggressive questioning by Susan Necheles of Stormy Daniels, Trump's attorney, basically trying to get across that Stormy Daniels is an opportunist, has made a lot of money off of this alleged encounter with Donald Trump, also had an accusation that she made the whole thing up, that it never happened. And that was interesting. There was evidence she introduced of the Make America Horny Again tour that she went on, and the fact that she has profited. And now when the prosecution came back on redirect, Stormy Daniels was asked, was it on the whole, was it net positive or negative for you? She said it was a negative. But I thought that was interesting. Stormy Daniels conducted herself. She was very precise. She would occasionally call Miss Necheles ma'am. Miss Necheles would, did you not say blah, 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 blah? And Stormy Daniels would say, you're going to have to show me where I said that. And actually one time, for instance, I'm sorry to use this language, and this is where we are as a country, but okay, one time Stormy Daniels made a reference to flushing the orange turd. That was a tweet that she did. And what the defense attorney had extrapolated was that Stormy Daniels was saying she was, I'm paraphrasing here, but integral to sending Donald Trump to jail. And
why are we in this position, Jake? Is this because this is some new novel type of criminal enterprise from Donald Trump, that no other politicians have executed NDAs, that there have not been agreements like this for Bill Clinton and many other politicians? I would imagine that this stuff is all over the place in the media.
Isn't that what she meant when she referred to flushing the orange turd? And it was that kind of thing where Stormy Daniels would say, no, I didn't say integral, I didn't say jail.
There's
I
another
just said
one. Nice
flushing
job,
the orange
Jake.
turd. And that was the kind of back and forth. The jury was paying attention throughout. I think they were a little less alert during the testimony from the woman who handled FedExing for the Trump organization, but they were definitely paying a lot of attention. You couldn't see really any reaction in terms of like tittering or anything like that with some, like the Stormy Daniels.
Yeah, there's a lot of tittering in her testimony. That is for sure. Jake Tapper gets the tittering exactly right. All right. And so we wrap it up with Alina in the house. She was on with Fox explaining how the media is just so giddy every time that there was a little tittering comment or something like that coming out of Stormy's mouth.
Yes. In this kangaroo court, no one knows what is happening inside. Yeah. Can you give us a little color about what it's really like?
So it is actually cold. I agree with the president on that. I didn't know how cold it would be. So, you walk in and it's really actually something surreal. You feel like you're in the Twilight Zone. Today, I walked in and the first person that caught my eye was everybody from Greg Kelly on the right to George Conway on the left, Kaylin Collins sitting there. And, I appreciate that they all want to act.
It's like prom for the media. They're all so excited about it.
Journalistic in those moments. I'm sitting there and I'm looking, but they're snarking and it's a very strange feeling.
So it's like a show trial.
It is.
For the media.
Right.
Except there's no law that's been broken. They haven't even named the crime.
Yeah, they're going
It's
to prom
unbelievable.
together.
And when anything salacious happens, all you hear is the clicking of, the keyboards. But when actual law and facts are discussed, it's silent.
I expect that. Yeah. That sums it up perfectly. Everyone's looking at Donald Trump. Is he cursing? Is he sleeping? What else can you see when you're inside that room?
The ruin of our justice system, to be honest. You can see everything. I'm obviously sitting in the front row pew
crumbling
behind the
down.
Team that's doing the case, and you can see everybody. There's a tech team. There's obviously all the people, the commentators that we see on TV sitting there all day watching. It's a very strange thing.
Does the judge seem like he's in control of the courtroom?
He is definitely commanding. You can tell that he is outspoken. You can tell that he has an opinion. In front of a jury, do I think it's appropriate? No. You have a jury. You have to be very careful of how much you interrupt, how much you condemn one side over the other. But I've seen this myself. They don't care. They care about swaying them, and that's one way to sway a jury. Just because you have a jury doesn't mean that the judge doesn't show control and push them towards the right direction.
And the jury's engaged. They're paying attention to the facts.
Sometimes. I think with the last testimony, I saw some giggles, obviously, and I don't want to speak too much about a jury sitting on a trial, but, maybe, I don't know. It fades in back and forth, and it's very difficult to read a jury.
And you don't even know who's testifying tomorrow.
No.
How do you, as a defense attorney,
we now know Michael
prepare
Cohen
to cross-examine a witness when you don't know who the witness the next day is going to be?
Well, I think that's by design. And they're masking it with the unconstitutional gag order. They're saying that this is to protect witnesses, but they have no problem when their witnesses speak on TV or their witnesses, as you showed, post. That's not a problem, but it's a problem for President Trump's legal team to even know and prepare for the next witness the next day. Imagine, so you have to prepare for every witness that they give you, a long list at the beginning of the prosecution's table. They give you a long list, and you don't know who they're going to call, what they're going to ask about, and you have to be prepared every day for every single witness left on that list.
That's all right. So Alina Abba in the house explaining what's going on in the courtroom, explaining that Michael Cohen is allowed to sell his t-shirts and run his mouth while Donald Trump is being gagged. As she explains, the entire justice system is crumbling from within inside Mercan's courtroom. And so we're going to be here continuing to cover this one. Michael Cohen should be back on the stand on Monday. We'll be here covering it. Thank you for subscribing, my friends. Thanks for inviting someone you know or love to come over here, check out our channel so that they can join us and see what else is happening inside. We got a great members-only community. Come join us at watchingthewatchers.locals.com or on YouTube. We do live streams in the mornings, 6 days a week. We have a ton of fun talking about a bunch of other stuff that we can't get into here. We'd love to have you join us. Links in the description below. We'll see you over there and back here on the next one.